Good morning, and thanks for having me today. I'm here today to present an agreement of sale to you for the purchase of an agricultural conservation easement on behalf of the York County Ag Preserve Board. This request will utilize 2024 county easement purchase funds, and this is a county-only purchase for a farm owned by Harold and Nancy, Dean and Linda Miller. This easement application consists of 2 tracts of land which make up 1 tax parcel. The Millers decided to exclude a 6.7 acre wooded tract from purchase, so we are not dealing with that today. The total easement acreage comes to 87.47 acres. The tract located in East Hopewell Township in York County. The Millers grow corn and soybeans on this farm. The easement application met all of our criteria requirements. It's recorded in East Hopewell Township's Ag Security Area. 97% of the soils on the farm are in land capability classes 1 through 4, and 94% of the easement is available for commercial ag production. The farm has an Ag E&S plan, which was written in 2013, and the farm ranked 10th out of 50 qualifying applicants in our 2024 ranking cycle. The Millers have accepted 98% of the easement value. This will be the first farm that all 4 owners are going to preserve together, but Harold and Nancy, who are Dean's parents, have already preserved 4 farms in the county on over 860 acres previously. The preservation of this farm will add to 4,300 acres preserved in East Hopewell Township, and will add to our 49,255 acres that we've preserved across the county. So we are creeping ever closer to a very big number, 50,000 acres preserved in the county. Additionally, when we preserve this farm will add to a 6,000 acre contiguous block of farmland that's preserved down in East Hopewell, Hopewell, and Fawn Township. So you could walk for a very long time on preserved farmland, never step foot on non-preserved land down there. We're requesting $306,145 for easement purchase. On behalf of York County's Ag Preserve Board, we respectfully request your approval.
Thanks. Any questions for Eric? Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. The only other item I would highlight would be item number 15 on the agenda. This is a motion to enter into an agreement to replace the cooling tower at the Judicial Center. We are at about a 20-year lifespan of that mechanical element. The building has been around for about 20 years now, so we're going to have the need to kind of replace those on a cycle. So the cooling tower, hopefully we'll be able to get that. Hopefully we'll be able to get that craned up on top of the building sometime in the fall.
Any other questions for Mr. Munsky? Okay, we'll move on and open it up for any public comment as it relates to items on the agenda. Hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to new business.
Madam President, I move to approve items number 1 through 18 on this morning's agenda as listed and described.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. I can report there were no executive sessions since our last meeting. We do have a couple items under other business. First up is a proclamation in recognition of Child Abuse Prevention Month. We're joined by our esteemed colleague, the Mayor of York City, who has done a joint proclamation with the county. We're also joined by Deb Harrison, who is the President and CEO of the Children's Advocacy Council. Who'll say a few words after Vice President Commissioner Burford reads the proclamation.
Good morning, everyone. As Commissioner Wheeler pointed out, I will be reading into the record a proclamation this morning in recognition of Child Abuse Prevention Month, 2025. Whereas child abuse and neglect is a complex and ongoing problem in our society, affecting many children in York City and York County, and whereas every child is entitled to be loved, cared for, nurtured, feel secure, and be free from verbal, sexual, emotional, and physical abuse and neglect. And whereas it is the responsibility of every adult who comes in contact with a child to prevent the child's inalienable right to a safe and nurturing childhood. And whereas York City and York County have dedicated individuals and organizations who work daily to counter the problem of child maltreatment and to help parents obtain the assistance they need. And whereas Our communities are stronger when all citizens become aware of child mistreatment, prevention, and become involved in supporting parents to raise their children in a safe and nurturing environment. And whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships among families, social service agencies, schools, religious and civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. And whereas all citizens, community agencies, faith organizations, and businesses will work to increase their efforts to support families. Now therefore, we, the York County Commissioners, and the York City Mayor of Pennsylvania do hereby proclaim April 2025 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in York City and York County, and urge our citizens to recognize this month by dedicating ourselves to the task of strengthening the quality of life for all children and families. We urge our citizens to celebrate children, one of our greatest resources, and the community leaders of tomorrow. Thank you to the many organizations in our community who are focused on child abuse prevention. We value and appreciate you. Given this day in York, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, on the 2nd day of April, in the year of our Lord, 2025. Signed by all three commissioners and Mayor Michael Helfrich of York City.
Thank you so much to the commissioners and to Mayor Helfrich for your willingness to recognize the issue of child abuse in our community, in our county, and in the city. It's obviously a challenging issue, but it's also very encouraging for us to know that there are prevention opportunities and that we've got an incredible team of agencies and organizations that work together with the Children's Advocacy Center to both prevent and intervene in these cases when they do happen. The Children's Advocacy Center has been very pleased to provide a prevention training program through the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency since 2018, and it's been a very effective program rolling out in schools across the county. And that's been an incredible partnership with schools, teaching children how to prevent and understand abuse and how to reach out to trusted adults in their life if they are concerned about their safety. We also are incredibly fortunate to have a partnership in York County, our multidisciplinary team of partners that signs on to our protocols to respond to child abuse cases. And very happy to have Rachel here from the District Attorney's Office, a crucial partner with us, the Office of Children, Youth, and Families, WellSpan Health, their forensic nursing team, and all of our providers, mental health and other service providers, victim service providers, who reach out and embrace families and children when they are addressing this issue. So the most important message, I think, of Child Abuse Prevention Month is that as adults, we are responsible for the children in our community, responsible for their safety, and it is up to us to keep our children safe and prevent child abuse. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks, Deb. Okay, two other items to mention under other business. The first is I want to take an opportunity to share with you about a community survey that the York County Planning Commission is undertaking. That survey is open through June 22nd. The results of the survey will help guide leaders across York County to understand the needs and desires of our residents. In essence, they're looking to hear from you all on what you value as a quality of life indicator here in our community. So we encourage you to make your voice heard by taking the survey, sharing your thoughts, ideas, and concerns as a resident or someone who lives, works, or even plays in York County. The results of the survey will help identify issues and improve policies moving forward to make York County a better place for everyone. The survey is quick, it's easy, it's confidential, takes approximately 8 to 10 minutes to complete. If you have access to the internet, you can find the survey at www.yorkcountypasurvey.org, Or if you need to get a paper copy, you can call the Planning Commission at 717-771-9870. The survey is available in 6 languages: English, Spanish, Chinese, Creole, Russian, and Arabic. And if you do the survey, you have a chance to win an iPad or $300 gift card. The survey is funded exclusively through private philanthropic donations. No tax dollars are being used for this initiative. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Abby Gibb in the Planning Commission at 717-771-9870. There are 72 municipalities in our community. I want to encourage anyone, no matter where you live, whether you're in Delta or Dillsburg or Hanover or Hallam, we do want to hear from you as to what's important to you and why you want to live here in York County. The other thing I want to mention is that we are working, our election staff and our IT department, on improved process enhancements to those who choose to come in and request a ballot over the counter. In 2024 general election, we had over 6,000 voters who came in and requested a ballot over the counter. It takes a lot of time, there's a lot of manual effort that goes into that process. So for those of you who still would like to vote in that manner, we are piloting a new process at our East York location. So when you go into the building, you'll see some kiosks there, some forms that can be filled out, and we are hoping that we will improve the process flow of voters who want to request a ballot over the counter. We are tentatively going to go live with that on April 14th. So more to come, but just teeing that up for voters as we are now getting into the heart of election season. I will open it up once again for any public comment. Hearing and seeing none, if I could have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, we are adjourned, and we will move on to salary board.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the March 19th, 2025 salary board meeting as submitted.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. I will open it up for any public comment as relates to items on the agenda. Hearing and seeing none, if we can move on to item number 4 on the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the positions, salaries, hours of work, and fringe benefits as provided by existing collective bargaining agreements or as set forth in the York County Employee Handbook or York County Policy Manual for the following departments and row offices as stated below, with no additional benefits or concessions unless otherwise noted.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. There were no executive sessions since our last meeting. I'll open it up once again for any public comment. Hearing and seeing none, if I could have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we are adjourned, and we'll move on to York County Board of Elections.
Madam President, I have not had an opportunity to review the minutes of the last Board of Elections meeting. I would like to make a motion to table item number 2 on today's agenda until a future meeting.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of tabling motion number 2 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, we will table that to our next meeting. I will open it up for any public comment as relates to items on the agenda. Hearing and seeing none, we'll turn it over to Mr. Schaefer for his report.
Good morning, Commissioners. Excuse me. So this morning I'm coming to ask for 2 polling places to be changed. First one is Jackson Township, 1st Precinct. Currently, we're at the Spring Grove Middle School. They took us in for the presidential general. They have since asked us to not be a polling place anymore. But I'm very happy to announce that the Bailey family of companies has agreed to take us back. So today I would ask that that be approved. Our last meeting, if you recall, I asked that the Lincoln Way Fire Company and West Manchester 1 be set aside. Looking into that a little bit more, we have decided to move that to the West Manchester Township Municipal Building. So I would ask that that be approved today as well.
Question, has our county engineer done an ADA survey of the West Manchester Township Municipal Building, and it meets the requirements?
Yes.
Questions for Brian?
None
All
for
right,
me.
thanks, Brian.
Pleasure.
Okay, we'll move on to new business.
I make a motion to approve items AI and AII on today's agenda.
I'll second the
I
motion.
have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. So you'll get the website updated and new voter registration cards.
Yes, and as we've done in the past, this will also come with a letter as well explaining the change.
Great, thank you.
Pleasure.
There were no executive sessions since our last meeting. I'll open up again for any public comment. So just state your name and your municipality, and if you could leave your comments to 3 minutes, that would be great.
Good morning. My name is Ryan Supler, and I'm here to advocate for an update of the candidates' instructions packet. Recently, there was a petition to set aside my candidate's application for city council related to, and it had connection to the instructions, and I wanted to make sure that there was clarity on the statement of financial interest, especially since there was other candidates in Wrightsville Borough and another candidate in the city of York that had some kind of issue, right? And so I just wanted to make sure that there was more language or more precise language about an electronic filing, and so there isn't any kind of confusion, so someone's not taken to court over something like that. And that's pretty
Well,
much what I wanted.
You have the director here and you have his boss here, so I would suggest you meet with both of them after the meeting.
Okay, thank you. And then the other one was, the other item that I had is pertaining to the mail-in ballots. There was a recent decision about ignoring the date, and I didn't know how there was going to be a process moving forward if a person should have a date on their mail-in ballot, or ignore it completely, or is there going to still be a box? And I think there should be some kind of guidance from the county on how to move forward with that.
So as we always do, we follow whatever the law tells us to do. So we will entrust that our stellar solicitor team will advise us on how to handle that. I know there was a ruling that came out yesterday, so we just need to take some time to read that and ensure. But we will follow whatever the law dictates us to do.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Any other public comment? Okay. If I could have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, we are adjourned. For those watching, have a great day.
No picture today? Oh, you're doing a picture?